Yeah, I'm sure that people, the Border Patrol agents that you're with, think it might do something, at least in terms of making their job a little easier for the next month or so.
No, actually they don't.
They don't want the $14 billion?
No.
Remember when Speaker Mike Johnson claimed that Border Patrol doesn't want what's in the failed bipartisan bill that gave more to Republicans than any other bill? Well, he went on to talk about what's missing and why more funding won't do the trick that'll convince Donald Trump to release his puppet strings.
They don't want the $14 billion?
No. I just quoted to you the deputy chief of the U.S. Border Patrol, and he said he doesn't need more buckets. In other words, he doesn't need more personnel to handle the flow. He needs to turn the flow off. That's what we're talking about. This is not about sending more money down here. It's about changing the policy, and the White House seems not to understand that.
It also looked like the president of the Border Patrol Union didn't seem to understand what Johnson's talking about either, because he saw some policy changes in it, as well as politics being played.
I understand politics, and I can understand why Republicans would go against this for political purposes. I get that. There is that aspect to it. This bill transcends administrations. This will go beyond Biden. It will go beyond Trump. It will go beyond the next president. So I'm looking at this from the standpoint of we need something that is going to continue to go past and not just executive orders. There are plenty of weaknesses in here, but there's also a lot of strengths. And when you look right now what we're currently dealing with, this is a slow month, and we're dealing with 6,700 apprehensions on a daily basis. What this would do is it would cap it to where we couldn't take anything more than 5,000. Now, this does not say that we're going to release 5,000 people into the United States. In fact, it's the exact opposite. It says that we will hold single adults in custody. They will not be subject to release.
I know a lot of Republicans are against it because Donald Trump is against it. But here's the problem for you guys. The Border Patrol Union came out, and the acting CBP chief both came out and said it's not perfect, but this is the best thing we've seen in decades. So are Republicans going to say that the Border Patrol Union and the acting CBP chief are wrong?
Well, look, they can have their perspective, Steve, and we've got a lot of respect.
It's their jobs, Tom.
And it's our job to actually make sure the laws will accomplish what we're seeking to do.
So that was a few weeks ago when House Republicans blocked the bill. But now that Donald Trump and Joe Biden had dueling photo ops at the border in an attempt to come out on top of the campaign issue that Republicans refused to attempt to solve, it was time for the union president, Brandon Judd, to stop making points and show some political loyalty.
What we expected, and the reason why Border Patrol agents are so upset about this visit, is because he's not going to any location where he's going to be able to evaluate what he needs to do. What are the policies? What are the programs that need to go into place? And he's not going to be able to do that in Brownsville. If he would have went to San Diego, if he would have went to Tucson, if he would have come out here to Eagle Pass, if he would have went to the trouble locations, he would have been able to get a little bit more understanding and evaluate the situation to come up with it. He's not going to do that. He can't do that.
Donald Trump is playing photo op politics better than President Biden. When a bill's on the table, Judd found things that he liked about it enough to definitively call out hypocrisy from House Republicans. But when Trump gives the guy an opportunity to promote himself and stand next to political power, his energy flips. Because as he said before, he knows politics.
Sir, I want you to know, your agents, my agents, they're mad as hell. Absolutely mad that President Biden went to Brownsville, Texas, rather than going to Arizona, rather than going to San Diego, California, rather than coming to Eagle Pass, Texas, which has been the epicenter. What President Trump has seen right here is he's seen how his policies have worked, but he's also seen how he can expand upon those policies once he goes back into the White House. He has seen how Governor Abbott has been able to use his policies to secure this specific area, the epicenter of the last 2 years of the illegal border crisis that we have had to endure. And your agents, President, they are pissed. Border Patrol agents are upset that we cannot get the proper policy that is necessary to protect human life, to protect American citizens, to protect the people that are crossing the border illegally. We want to protect them as well. And we can't do that because President Biden's policies continue to invite people to cross here.
Judd went from understanding why the GOP is playing politics with the border bill to calling the United States border agents Trump's border agents. I get the feeling he doesn't think that the border agents belong to former President Obama, too. But when you're made to feel important for a day, principles and stances are thrown out the window, And he had absolutely no issue with illustrating that.
President Biden going to Brownsville, did the Border Patrol Union ever get any outreach or invitation from the White House about that visit?
Not at all, and I didn't expect it. He's not going to listen to voices of reason. He's not going to listen to people that are going to tell him what he actually needs to secure the border, the programs, the operations, the policies. He doesn't want to hear any of that, and if he would have invited me, that's exactly what I would have said.
And apparently, whatever he told Trump somehow made him feel comfortable enough to stand at the border and happily wave to the people that he described as rapists and murderers, who were apparently hauling several hundred pounds of fentanyl on their backs with their home address in their hands.
They like Trump. Could you believe it? They like the government.